everyone, my name is Mayra. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I am going to go over my personal journey with the ExoSym devices. So for those of you who don't know, I was born with bilateral club feet. That means both of my feet were affected by this deformity at birth. Some people only have one, but I was born with both of my feet affected. And I've had multiple surgeries. I've done multiple manipulations and castings, years of physical therapy, and in total, all of that, plus the 10 plus surgeries I've had on my feet, didn't really alleviate the pain that comes with having club feet. It definitely fixed the deformity, so my feet can fit into more shoes than they could previously, but the pain, the immobility just was too persistent. And it got to the point where it was very common for me to not be able to bear weight. So some mornings, even if I did absolutely nothing the day before, I would just wake up, be in pain, and I couldn't even carry myself. I couldn't stand up. So that's when I would have to use my crutches. If it was just one foot that I couldn't bear weight in, if it was both feet I couldn't bear weight in, that's called a sick day. That's called a bed day. So I would just lay in bed and do my best until the pain subsided. Now, this immobility paired with the pain got to a point at the beginning of 2020 where it was affecting my work. I noticed I would call in sick to work a little bit more often, and just going, I have an office job, but just going between my office to the front desk, to the kitchen, to the lab down the hall, it just got to be way too much movement, and I was getting to a place where I knew I needed to do something about it, or else my immobility and the pain for the duration of my life was going to cause a really dramatic decrease in the quality of my life. I'm only 25 years old. At the time I was going through this, I was 24, where the pain was getting that bad. So I just knew I needed to do something about it. So I am part of a community on Facebook for people with club feet, and there we share tips and tricks of how we deal with our club feet. It's where we reach out to each other if we have any questions, but mostly I feel like it's a sounding board to find a community where we understand each other's pains and struggles, and we kind of can vent without anybody telling us otherwise. So on this group, I found these devices called ExoSyms, and they are only made in one clinic in Gig Harbor, Washington, and it is a hanger clinic. That's a common clinic for people who get any custom-made orthotics or prosthetics. So in order to get these ExoSym devices, you have to send pictures and videos of your knees down, and from there they'll be able to say if you qualify or not. A lot of people with club feet qualify, so I wasn't surprised that I also qualified. The only downfall is that they are not covered by insurance. So if you are someone who is looking and for some relief and you're considering the ExoSym devices, just know that I think almost all insurance companies don't cover it. I also know a lot of military or veterans try to use this device as well. It was originally actually made for veterans, but I've heard even the VA doesn't cover them. So I do want to go into cost a little bit for a few reasons. Sorry, it's really windy outside. The first reason I wanted to go into cost is if you are watching this and you want to purchase an ExoSym, so you can know what the financial situation will probably be like. The second reason is because I had so many kind and generous people donate to my cause so that I could afford the devices, and so I felt like it was only fair to share with everybody, you know, how much it truly costs. And then the third reason I wanted to share the cost of these devices is just to put it out there, the true financial burden it is to be disabled. Because again, these are life-changing devices. They're going to improve my quality of life, but because they are not deemed medically necessary, my insurance didn't cover anything. So I'm going to break down some of the major costs that were associated to these devices. The first being the devices themselves. One ExoSym device is $9,000. Now I needed two because I have bilateral club feet, so that is $18,000 just in the device itself. Granted, they do give you extra sleeves to put on your knee. They give you the little wedges that are supposed to go into your shoe for them. And the quality of service and care is impeccable. It's nothing I have ever experienced before. I only have the best things to say about this whole experience because everybody at the Hanger Clinic was so knowledgeable, so helpful, so kind. And even though at this point of recording this video, I've already gone through the whole process, they still let me know that I am free and I'm encouraged to contact them remotely. So definitely it's $9,000 per device, but you're getting this whole level of care and a full week of physical therapy with it. The next cost would be flights. In order to get the ExoSym devices, you make one trip up to the clinic for a physical consultation and for the casting and the molding of the device because they are custom made. They need to be molded to your body. So that's the first visit. The second visit is where you actually get the device and have a week-long session of physical therapy with them. Now that is 4 flights in total if you just don't happen to live in Washington State. I live in Texas, so that was 2 round-trip flights that, you know, I had to cover. Same goes for lodging. The first time I went to stay up there, I just stayed at an Airbnb. The second time, thankfully, I had wonderful friends who live up there, and they so kindly offered me their guest bedroom, so I was able to stay there. Another cost to consider are all the meals you're gonna eat during this time. The first visit was a 2-day visit, and then the second visit was a week-long session of physical therapy. So you're there for a good number of days. You're probably gonna eat 2 to 3 meals a day. Another thing to consider is transportation. I did rent a car both times I was there, but I did that because there were other things outside of the clinic I wanted to experience, other people I wanted to see. So that was a cost I knew I was increasing just because I was gonna be in Washington State. I just wanted to explore it while I was already there. And then the last main cost that is associated with the devices are the shoes themselves. The devices are pretty big. I have one right here. So my typical shoe size without a device is 5.5, 6, especially people with club feet. We have really small feet. But for the ExoSyms to fit comfortably on my foot inside a shoe, you have to go up a few sizes. And the best shoe that they recommend is New Balance 990s. Now those, if you look them up, they go for $175 each. With tax, it came out to about $195 per pair. And I bought 2 pairs while I was over there just so I could have them already. I can utilize my devices back home. So that was about $400 just to get 2 pairs of shoes that will fit the devices. So all in all, everything came out to over 20 grand. So over $20,000 that I personally saved up. And I also was just overwhelmed by the kindness of my friends, families, and strangers who just were so generous and donated to this cause without question. You know, nobody asked why I needed this device. Nobody asked, well, how much more do you have left? Like, people just donated, and I don't think they truly understand how much of a burden it alleviated off my shoulders to know that I had the money to pay for these things. I'm still paying them off, but I know it's gonna be possible, and it's not gonna put me in such a crippling debt like it would otherwise probably put other people who don't have the privilege to work during a pandemic, to save money during a pandemic, and to travel during a pandemic. I definitely recognize my privilege in being able to do all of this. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you to friends, family, strangers, anyone who even just shared, even if you didn't donate it, if you shared, even if you didn't donate, if you shared, you know, my story, if you shared the little flyer we put out, thank you. So like I said, it's 2 trips to the clinic. I'm going to go ahead and start that, I guess, vlog portion of the video now. I did go up at the beginning of February, and then I went mid-March. The journey was a bumpy one, like everything. It had its ups and its downs, and I was very emotional, but ultimately, after going through the whole process, I would highly recommend anyone who feels like the ExoSym device will benefit their life to truly consider doing it. I know it is a lot of money. I also know it's a lot of time. I was very privileged to get time off of work to go travel up there, but if it is something that you think will benefit your quality of life, I would take it into consideration. And now I'm going to go into the rest of the video where you can see on a day-by-day basis exactly what I experienced and how I felt. So enjoy.
Mayra, how do you feel?
Nervous,
Yeah.
anxious, super emotional,
Yeah.
but also very excited and ready.
Yeah. How do you feel seeing all of the pictures of the people doing
Hopeful,
everything? Yeah.
super hopeful. I feel like I'm gonna cry,
But
happy tears.
Yeah.
And nervous tears. Yeah, it's long. I need to be positive and do my best.
Yeah. And beast mode, you've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. Well,
Yeah. It'll be a process.
It'll definitely be a process, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
It's a process I want to go through.
Yeah. And you won't be alone.
No. No. No.
I'm going to put these on like I intended to do and sit in them.
Okay.
And not walk yet. I think it's the same thing for your shoes.
Okay.
So what you do, these are like 20% of the real thing. So you go in, drop in, clamp. There's no ankle strap yet. And nice and tall. Okay? I feel a little weird. Fair? Hands on the bars. When you walk, you need to do a lot of this. I'll explain. Glute. As you strike, your glute has to fire. Your butt. Your butt. Your core and butt together. Take your pelvis. Tilt it under you. Kind of like, here's an arched back. You want it a little bit under you.
Okay.
Okay? Just a little bit. Okay, so breathe in all this. Squeeze, core. Not tightrope. Yep. Walk. One hand. Day one in the testers. Okay, and come back and walk just right by me. With purpose. Good job.
Hi, good morning. So today is Monday, March 15th. I have my first appointment for physical therapy today at the Hanger Clinic. I got into Washington State on Saturday. I've been staying with Taylor and Austin all week because they're incredible humans who are letting me stay here all week as I go through this process with them at their house. And then Diana got in yesterday, so she's going to be going with me to all the appointments, all my physical therapy. I am nervous. I couldn't sleep much last night. I was really excited the first time we came to Seattle back in February. I was pumped, I was ready, I was energetic, and lately I've just been kind of dreading today. I don't know why. I think part of me feels like, what if this doesn't work for me? I've made such a big investment. So many people have been so supportive, and what if I just can't do it? What if the devices don't work for me? But I know it's going to be a long process, and I'll get there just by keep being active, keep doing whatever exercises they tell me to do, no matter how difficult they are. This is something I really want to work. So I'm nervous, but I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be optimistic. I know that I can do this. It'll be the first day, so I'll really see how it goes. They said the appointment times could range anywhere between 1.5 hours to 3. So if I do 3 hours of physical therapy every day, it's going to be hard, but it'll just show me that it's because I can now be physically active for 3 hours, which before would have been impossible. So the idea of even being able to be up on my feet for 3 hours and them knowing that I'll be capable of doing that because of these devices alone, it's exciting. So we'll see how today goes. It's supposed to snow a little bit. The weather's been beautiful. So let's get going. I'll be going to Gig Harbor. That's where the clinic is. It is a hanger clinic. There's a bunch around the nation, but this is the only clinic here in Washington that makes these devices. So that's why I had to travel all the way out here, but it'll be worth it. It'll be a good day. All right, let's see how it goes.
Okay.
And that's usually the case whenever I do wear my inserts anyway, whether they were these kind of nose little or just the bottom insert in my normal shoes. It always elevates your foot up to the top of the shoe.
Yeah, to the tongue, essentially. Yeah.
So any insert that comes with a shoe already, I have to be able to take it out.
Yeah.
So that my foot has enough room, especially for swelling.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the day, you need room for when my foot swells.
Yeah.
So I need to account for that. I don't know how swelling's gonna work with these.
Yeah.
Right now I feel like they want to swell just because it's so tight.
Yeah.
And because it's so rigid.
Yeah.
So we'll see how I come out.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
And do you think it's gonna be like your foot will get used to being in the rigidness, or it will swell every time?
That I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll ask how other patients how they've seen it. And my hope is that because I'm not going to have any pain, that the swelling will just get less and less the more I wear the shoes.
Okay.
Because with the inserts, the ones that I have currently, yes, they help posture-wise or like with the arch. Yeah. But I still get swelling and my feet still hurt. So it's like still the negatives.
Yeah.
So with these, at least the pain shouldn't be there.
Okay.
Right now it's just the pressure I feel of like being so enclosed. Yeah. But hopefully over time, that pressure, my foot will get used to it.
Stand up.
Okay.
We want those cuffs smooth. Right. Okay. Good. So what muscles are you gonna? Yeah. What's the bonus muscle?
Is it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, hamstring.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like as you walk, you're gonna feel like you're walking way faster than you typically would, because momentum in your weakness. You're a strong lady, but you have a weakness set that you're gonna work through. And that comes from powering your glute and hamstrings to engage the cut. So it's almost like you're gonna feel like you're just driving through a dead treadmill.
Okay.
And almost sort of gently drawing it under you as you walk. You know what I mean by that? Just trying to gently move the belt. You're not trying to make the belt.
Okay.
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 All right, go ahead and walk forward. Strong. So these shoes are a little rigid, so they feel a little herky-jerky at first.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
Okay.
again. Remind yourself of that. You're doing much like. Yeah. So maybe just that part. So if you try to just heel toe your way up this hill, what you'll notice is that at a certain level of steepness, especially with two of these on, you'll just kind of hit this point where it's like you won't be able to do that. So instead, I have to just work on, and it'll even start right here. If I truly stand up tall, watch what happens to my right heel, right? I stand up tall and I press into my shin cuff, you see, so it's as if I'm walking up a staircase here, okay? So I need to be here, and as long as I'm upright and I just step straight down, I'm pretty confident that my foot came down like this, flat, as if it were on a step, right? And so there's my knee. So I'm just going to do that, right? And so it stays there. So as I step through it, it basically stays in that same configuration. Stand up tall, I feel like I'm getting, like you're getting pulled up the hill by your waist. Right here.
That's really hard.
Yep. So you let your...
Okay.
So I'm going to pull you up by your hips.
Okay. It's difficult for me to stay in this and lift through.
Yes.
That's really hard.
If you're comfortable with this, can I hold your hands up the hill? That way, and you just kind of pull on me, and your job, you're gonna just hold on to me, and you're gonna just kind of pull. Okay, so here, turn. There we go. There we go. So let's. That's okay.
Okay.
So we want that feeling of like a rope attached to your waist pulling you up.
Yeah.
Right now, I think there's somebody pulling it in the wrong direction. So we just need to get them on board with going in the right direction. Hill at times. There's going to be a little uphill, a little downhill, a little uneven. I'm just focusing on stabilizing through here.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 16th, and it is, I think, 7 a.m. I have to be at the clinic at 8 today, so we woke up extra early, but look what I got yesterday. I have both of them right here. So these are the ExoSym devices. Very exciting. Yesterday was a bit of a hard day. It was overall good. It was a positive experience. But my biggest fear happened, and that was that I felt like I did not feel immediate relief. I did not feel pain-free. I did not feel all these magical things that were supposed to happen. And the reason for that, thankfully, as we figured out throughout a very long day there, is that my right foot was perfectly fine, but the left foot was just not sitting well with the device. So the device itself was causing external pain on the side of my foot. So I just kept walking and feeling this pain on the left side and discomfort. And finally we took off the shoe, and you could see all the left side of my foot, like right here, this left side. So if this is my foot, right here on the left side, on the outer part, was just red and sore and tender because the brace was just pushing itself against my foot so much that it was causing this pain. So I took off the brace, we fixed it. That helped a bit, and then I got moved over to Leon, who is the actual physical therapist, the trainer, and we were doing some exercises and we were doing some things, and I was just in pain, I was discomfort, and I was tired. So he's like, that foot's giving you a problem, isn't it? Don't you want to sit down? So I did, and then we took it off, and again that side was just sore and red and in pain. So once again, Ryan, the creator of the devices, went back and did some, modifications so that I wouldn't be in pain. And I think either that was the last time or we had to stop and he had to go back and fix it again one more time. So I don't know, he had to do it a few times, but I think ultimately it got fixed. At the end of my, okay, the video stopped. At the end of the session, I also asked, are my feet supposed to be numb? Because they've been numb this whole time. And they were like, no. So I could already feel my feet swelling and they were numb, which is something that usually happens when I stand up for a long period of time. So I thought, that's just going to be a symptom I'm going to continue to have. It's going to be the discomfort I'm going to continue to have. And it turns out the shoe I was wearing at the clinic that I was using the entire day to do physical therapy was too small. So it was squeezing my foot within the brace, and that was causing the tingling sensation and the numbing pain. So I went out, I got the shoes that they recommended from a store, and it was incredible. They helped so much. They were the perfect size, perfect fit. I have to put this little like foam heel in the heel part of the shoe, and then put the brace on my foot, and then put my foot and the brace inside the shoe. So that's the way it kind of works. I did notice I had some minor bruising up and down my leg just from where you wrap the device and secure it, but I think my feet will get used to that. And it was pretty exciting because my therapy session started at 9:30 a.m. yesterday, and we didn't finish till 1 p.m. So even though I had the numbing pain and discomfort, even though my left side was not doing well at first, and even though the shoes were too small, I was still able to do so much from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. without limping, without being in severe pain, without having to rest my feet up for the rest of the day. So now that I actually have shoes that fit and that we've made the modifications to the left side of the device that needed to be made, I am extremely optimistic for today. I know inclines are going to be the death of me. Going upstairs or going up a steep hill or going up anything is really, really hard just because I have no calf muscles, nothing. And with these devices, for the first time ever, it felt like I was using my calf muscles. So those are sore, and they've never been sore before because I've never been able to work them out. So, you know, they just told me that over months and years, the strengths that I need to develop will develop as long as I keep holding my posture, my body up the way I'm supposed to. So I'm confident that I can do that. I have to basically just keep wearing the devices correctly. Practice makes perfect. So I am very excited to do that and experience true pain-free today. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that all of the things that we went through yesterday just meant that today and the rest of this week will be better, and each day I'll continue to feel more optimistic. So I'm gonna end the video for now right here. Let's see how today goes. I'm very confident, and hopefully it'll be another good day.
Under the sun.